Hey guys, you're going to get a 2020 recap of our goals and what we learned along the way. Hey, I'm Sean from Gym Class Finance. 2020 was quite the year. We experienced a lot of highs and we experienced a lot of lows. It was quite the roller coaster ride. In today's video, I'm going to talk about our 2020 goals and how we accomplished some of them, how we didn't, and what we learned along the way. I do want you to know that our next video is going to be about our 2021 goals and some tips and tricks for how to go about creating those goals. Before I get started, I really wanted to just kind of share what I learned in this year of 2020. You would think I would know by now, but we set way too many goals, and those goals blew up in our face, especially given COVID-19 and everything that comes along with that. My wife and I set goals across all of the different categories that you can set goals for. So financial goals, spiritual goals, parenting goals, marriage goals, personal goals, career goals, you name it. We had about 5 or 6 goals for each of those categories. So you can kind of see how we probably set way too many goals. Something I probably should have learned by now, but we learned the hard way. That's fine. We learn from our mistakes. So I want to encourage you to set between 6 and 8 goals across all of the categories. Obviously, this channel, I focus on financial goals, so that's what we're going to kind of stick to. But if you maybe aren't ready to do 6 to 8, just start with 3 to 5. Start with something, just don't get too many like we did. As I've said, I'm not going to bore you with our 30 plus goals that we failed miserably on some of them. But I am going to go into our financial goals for 2020, so here we go. Our first goal was to fully fund our Roth IRA. If you're unfamiliar with the Roth IRA, it's not actually an investment, it's the tool you use to invest. It's a nice tax shelter for whenever you're going to retire. And so you can fund it per person $6,000 a year. And so what we did was, you try to average $500 per person in order to each month in order to reach that goal of getting the full $6,000 in it for the year, and we were able to do that, so we were really happy about that. Our next goal, which we failed on for 2020, was to make $200 a month with VIP Kid. If you're not familiar with VIP Kid, I'll leave a link in the description below, but VIP Kid is a platform it's now certified teachers to teach English to the Chinese. It used to be a great way for us to make money. Still is, we just haven't had the time, and with COVID it kind of, some of those jobs, we're not really sure why, just was harder to get jobs with that, so we did not make $200 a month with VIP Kid. Our third goal was to be in the green with our budget, and we accomplished that goal. If you're not sure what that means, essentially what that means is we were able to spend less than what we make. That's kind of the whole point of a budget, and so I want to really encourage you. This is what my channel is really about, is to spend less than you make, and that's what we were able to do. So that was our goal, and we reached it. Our fourth goal was to average $300 a month with tutoring. My wife is a certified elementary teacher, and she doesn't teach anymore. She stays at home right now. So one of our side hustles is for her to tutor students. She's really good at it. And she knows a lot about early childhood education, and so she, we were doing really well. Pandemic hits, time, having a baby, moving to a new house, and so we just didn't reach that goal of making that amount with tutoring. My fifth goal was to make $1,000 throughout the year with YouTube and a blog, and we were able to accomplish that, so we were pretty happy about that. The income came from a variety of sources, not YouTube. That is a goal for 2021, little hint for our 2021 goals. But we were able to accomplish that goal. I was very excited about it. I know it's not a lot of money, but I was able to do something I was passionate about doing and really wanted to make happen. Our sixth goal was to save $10,000 towards a new car. We have a growing family, and we would like to purchase a bigger SUV eventually down the road, and we haven't been able, we haven't been on the road a whole lot, so that need isn't as urgent yet, but we want to be prepared for it. So You can follow along. I kind of let my channel be a way for people to follow our portfolio, and that portfolio has cash in it and it is invested in ETFs and stocks. And so the goal is to help that grow a little faster than just having cash sit in the bank. So you can follow that journey. I have a Robinhood account. I also use Webull too. I'll leave links in the description for those two things. You can easily open up an account. It's a non-retirement account, so it will be taxable just like your normal income. And I'll be spending a lot more time talking about those platforms for investing. So we did not quite get the 10,000, but we are hopeful that we will be able to reach our new goal in 2021 related to saving for a car. Our seventh goal for 2020 was to have 20% down for a payment on our house, a down payment on a home. And we ended up buying a home here in 2020. I want to talk more about that whole process on the channel. Haven't had a huge amount of time to talk about it. Is some pretty interesting things that happened along the way in a pandemic. So we were able to have that 20% down to make that payment. We had a little more than that. And so we were happy that we were able to accomplish that goal. And our last goal for 2020 was to average $500 a month thrifting and flipping clothes, other items. And we were able to do that. We actually would have crushed that goal if COVID wouldn't have happened. A lot of the stores and places that we utilized to get our secondhand items closed, or just, the items just weren't there anymore. And so we're kind of disappointed because we think we could have done really well with that. But and that business has really slowed down for us. But we're hopeful that maybe it'll pick back up in 2021, and we're not going to stop trying. So we accomplished it, but we wish we could have done a little bit more. So there you have it. We were 5 for 8 in regards to how many goals we reached for 2020. Like I've said, we're happy with that, but we'd love to be more like 100% with our goals. Remember to keep your goals consistent. Make sure that you are not having too many. That's the main lesson that we learned in 2020, and we want you to learn that, along with some other tips and tricks that we're going to talk about for 2021. So stay tuned for that video. I really appreciate everyone who subscribes. Make sure you click that like button, tell your friends to follow along, and remember, you can always leave comments in the description below. And remember, it's that simple. I will see you next time.